Hey guys, Dr. Kate Mornament here for Evolution Animal Care, and today I'm talking about separation anxiety in dogs. So separation anxiety is something that's become a huge issue recently. Is Lenny, and it's because so many people adopted dogs or got a new puppy during COVID when they were working from home, and suddenly now that we've got a bit more control over the situation and everyone's going back to work, our dogs and our pups have gotten used to us being around, and now we're suddenly not. And so that kind of a change in routine is a really common trigger for separation anxiety. And so that's why I thought a blog post on that topic would be really helpful for you guys. So do go check out the blog post. But I just wanted to give some of my tips on how you can help to prevent separation anxiety, or ways you can work to reduce it if your dog is already showing signs. So some of the things we suggest is we want to try and change your dog's negative association with separation to a more positive one. So doing a combination of desensitization and counter conditioning. And what that means is gradually desensitizing your dog to separation, starting with very short separations that are well tolerated, and gradually increasing it over a long period of time, as long as your dog or puppy is coping well. And at the same time, what we do is pair our separation with something that the dog absolutely loves. So a really yummy meal or high value treat, favorite toys, anything your dog or puppy loves should be given to them at the time that you leave, so that they start to associate you going with more positive experiences. Another exercise that works really well, and I'm going to demonstrate it with Lenny, is a sit-stay exercise. So what it is you ask your dog to sit or drop, you ask them to stay, and then you take a step away, step back towards your dog and reinforce with a high value treat and some praise. And you gradually build up on that so that you're stepping further and further away for longer periods of time, eventually going out of sight, so that your dog learns that yes, you go, they're separated from you, but you do your return and they have a good experience. So I'm just going to demonstrate that with Lenny now. I'll just flip the camera. Okay, Lenny, good boy. So I've got some treats here. Sit, good boy. So normally I would hold out a hand and say stay, step away, step back towards, yes, good boy, and reinforce with a treat. Stay. If he drops, that's fine. Step away, step back towards, yes, good boy, and a treat. When you stay. And the idea is that you build it up over time, walking further and further away for longer periods of time. Yes, good boy. Only reinforcing when you come back to your dog. I'll try this one more time. Lenny, stay. Stay. And if they do break, it's a sign that they're not ready for that level yet. So I've done a bit of practice with Lenny with this exercise, so he's pretty good. Yes, good boy, free! Yeah, so that's a nice exercise you can practice with your dog every day, just to help them learn to cope on their own. And once they're comfortable with that exercise, you can do the planned departures where you leave the house, but you want to leave for a period of time that doesn't cause your dog to get too stressed or anxious. So maybe a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes if they're okay with that, and then you build up from there. Something else we want to do is reduce the contrast between when we are home and life is great for our dogs and when we're not and it's not so good. And ways that we can do that is making sure they have lots of positive and pleasurable experiences when we're not there, because often they associate everything good in their life with you being home. You know, walks, attention, affection, pats, meals, treats, play. All the good stuff happens when you're there. So we want our dogs to learn that being on their own can also be a pleasurable experience. So trying to give them lots of those sorts of things when we're not around can help too. So I hope that's been useful, and do check out the blog post called Pandemic Puppies, how to help your dog cope with separation, for more hints and tips to help you help your pup or your adult dog cope with being on their own.